Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Apple Box Chronicles. My name is Peyton Buto.
And I'm Adryon Thomas.
And today on the ABCs, we're taking you from A to Z on Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, a movie that both of us were really excited about, an episode that both of us are really excited about, and will probably be like 3 hours long. And I'm a little nervous about that.
There's
for the editing.
There's a lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about. So we shouldn't waste any time. What is your history with Paul Thomas Anderson?
A big fan of PTA for a very long time. I actually don't even remember. I think it was probably Punch Drunk Love. That was the first one that I've seen from him, and immediately fell in love. And every movie I'd seen after that he's done, I was like, this is one of the best directors. I knew from the get-go, I was like, this is one of the best directors working in today. It really took There Will Be Blood to confirm it, because I think I saw Boogie Nights before, and I was like, Boogie Nights is amazing. That's like one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. I still consider it like one of my favorite movies of all time. And then I think I saw There Will Be Blood, and I was like, this guy doesn't, like, literally doesn't miss, because that movie just kind of changed my perspective on the fact that a dude directed that movie, and I couldn't figure out how he directed that movie. That was like one of the early times in my life when I just couldn't wrap my head around someone who could write and direct a movie like There Will Be Blood and just make it happen. And just everything after that is like pretty much the same. I just watch a PTA movie and I love it. There's nothing around it. He's bar none one of my favorite directors of all time, and one of the greatest directors living today, probably. Yeah, American directors, I would say.
I would agree. I think he's incredible. I have seen all of his movies except for Hard 8. And there's a lot of his work I need to revisit because I didn't really love The Master when I first saw it. Didn't really love Phantom Thread as much as I feel like I should. And I guess I wasn't as huge on Inherent Vice either when I first watched any of those. But like, I feel like I'm just the person I am now. I think I would go back to those movies and just be like, these are amazing. I don't feel that I would feel the same way, if that makes sense, if I just went back.
I also think that his movies kind of move and transform and feel different every time I watch it on a repeat. Like, Punch Drunk Love has changed in my eyes like 3 different times watching it. Like, it meant something different 3 different times in my life watching that movie. And the same with Boogie Nights and There Will Be Blood. It just... his movies change and like morph into different things as you grow older.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel the same. I guess I feel the same way because I saw Licorice Pizza in theaters when that came out, and then just watching it again, even just a few years later, it kind of felt different. And I kind of started to see a little more. Like, I always liked it, but I kind of started to see a little more of like what the people who really liked it thought about it. And a lot of people hate that movie too.
Yeah.
Like, that's easily, I think, his most divisive
film,
yeah. Because everyone kind of agrees that like The Master and There Will Be Blood and Punch Drunk Love, like, and Boogie Nights, like, those are good.
Yeah.
But Licorice Pizza, it's like, ooh, you're getting a little problematic with this one. But I do think his characters can be pretty out there and do some pretty bad shit in his movies.
Yeah, I think it is a state of the fact that nostalgia could be bright and shiny, but it's also dark. Like, we all consistently go over the fact that the past was different, and we did a lot of strange and odd and morally questionable things back then that we would not do today, and that's why it kind of has to exist in this bubble of being a nostalgic film, like a film from the 70s, instead of some kind of love story you can make today.
Yeah, I mean, there's a shot in that movie of the two main characters hugging outside a police station, and it's in the reflection of the glass of the police station.
Yeah.
It's like them hugging, and then there's like you just see like the police station
Yeah.
that's reflected. I thought that overlaying of the shots, I don't know, there's certain things in that movie that I feel like are communicating exactly what you're talking about, but we're not here to talk about that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
His movies are so like dense and like great. Like even the movies that his lesser movies that I don't even love as much, even though I do still love them, I could talk about for hours.
So, speaking of talking about for hours, I guess we should talk about this one for a couple of hours. Our anticipation for the film through the fucking roof. I mean, you see the early reactions start to pile up, and everyone's saying it's fucking incredible, and like, of course, we already knew it was going to be incredible, but then you hear people actually saying how incredible it is. David Ehrlich says it's the best movie that's come out since he started writing film criticism, so basically 15 years. The best movie in 15 years period ever, bar none, is crazy. When I saw that, I was like, that's insane, because I don't know, I don't agree with everything David Ehrlich says on movies, but I was just like, damn, that's a wildly huge statement to make.
Yeah.
And then he doubled down and was like, I watched it again, it's even better. And I was like, whoa, there's like actual crack laced into the fucking the film itself.
He's not wrong though. That's the thing, is everybody who's watching this and reviewing it for like those first few weeks before it was released, and every single reviewer was like 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, best movie of the year, best movie of the decade, best movie ever made. Like the amount of just good word on this movie is, I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Like where it's like actually universally like loved in this kind of hyped up way.
That's the thing. I've seen people I know even give it 3 stars. That's the lowest. That's the lowest I've seen. Literally, I have not seen, and I'm sure it exists, but I have not actually seen, in all my time on the internet, in all my, looking through stuff, I have not yet seen a negative review of this movie.
Yeah.
Period. Not a single one. Like, that is actually kind of insane, because even when a movie like Sinners or Everything Everywhere All at Once, just these very like boom, super popular, beloved films. I love both of those films, but you'll see a couple people be like, this movie's annoying, or this, with Everything Everywhere, they were like, this movie's annoying, or, with Sinners, they're like, oh, it's overrated, and it's like, you'll see that, but this one, I haven't seen anyone say that shit.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
And I have seen a few people, like, obviously talk, give it a bit of criticism, but the funny thing is, when I see these people giving the criticism of the movie, I'm like, but that's what the movie's trying to say. We'll get into this later, but there were some people arguing about something, certain characters in the movie, and I was like, that's the point of the movie. That's what the movie's trying to say. And so the criticism that the movie's receiving is just not done through good faith, I guess. They don't believe that the movie's trying to say some of the things that it's trying to say, and that's why they think it's not as good as people are saying it's good.
Yes. There's so many formats to see this movie in.
Yeah.
70 millimeter IMAX, VistaVision, I guess Dolby, 40X, regular. I've seen it once. I saw it in 70 millimeter at Fantastic Fest, which I was at last week. It was one of the secret screenings, which I predicted accurately. I got two out of 4 correct, which, I mean, not bad. But yeah, so it was a secret screening, and we were the first audience to see the 70 millimeter print at Alamo Drafthouse South Lamar, so that was cool. I know you've seen it twice.
Yeah, I saw it in, regular, I think, DCP, whatever, standard, because I saw it at an employee screening, and I mean, that was great. But then I saw it in IMAX at the Bob Bullock here in Austin, which is like the biggest IMAX
It's
theater?
the biggest screen in Texas.
Yeah.
Like in terms of size. They do have real IMAX with laser, and it's the biggest screen in Texas. They don't have 70 millimeter.
Yeah, they don't have the print.
Yeah.
Which was unfortunate. But there's only like 4 theaters that could do that anyway? Or like
no,
6?
I think there's quite a few in the world. There's one in Texas, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to that tomorrow. It's in Dallas, so I'm driving like 3 hours to see the movie. I mean, I'm seeing my girlfriend. She lives in Dallas, so like it's not just for the movie.
Yeah.
But
or else I would have. I would have.
Yeah, I
like,
would have brought you with me. But VistaVision, there's
only like I think that's only like 4.
Yeah, there's only like a handful of theaters of VistaVision showing that, and one of them, I think there's like New York, Boston, and then 2 other. I don't know, but none in Texas. We won't get to see it in VistaVision.
But I did see it in IMAX, and that was incredible. That like it's one of those IMAX screens that actually fills up all the way because
the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, so the whole movie is that way.
Yes. And
yeah, I'm so fucking excited for that
so
shit.
Good
70 millimeter,
because
bro.
some IMAX movies they're on the big screen, but they're still kind of cropped like a regular movie.
Well, or some of them it's like specific sequences they shot with the IMAX cameras.
But no, this filled up the entire time. It was so amazing. It was like actually being inside the screen.
It fills your whole field of view.
It's so good. But I also plan on watching the 70 millimeter print that you saw at Alamo tomorrow, I believe.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna watch it again in IMAX on Wednesday because I have to see it again in IMAX. And I also wanted to include some of my friends that haven't seen it as well. And then maybe, if I get a chance, I'll watch it again in 40X because I just want to see how that goes out too.
Okay, well, that's all the formats. There's a lot of ways to see it. They're all really cool. This is a huge, cinephile event, right?
Yeah. I am that annoying guy that's like, I've seen it this many times, and you got to see it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, for sure. Technical stuff, right? Spoiler-free review of the movie itself.
Yeah.
The technical stuff, fuck you. It's like literally the best shit ever. It's like, it's got... the cinematography is insane. The score is fucking incredible. It's literally like the best score of the whole year. And that's not going to be controversial. Like when I said that the highest to lowest score was good. Fuck you guys.
Yeah,
it's good.
No, that score is great, guys.
Come
on. But I'm actually like I listened to it falling asleep. like the other day, I was like,
fucking score. It booms. I mean, just the first shot of the movie, you get this nice like that piano melody from like the trailers and stuff, and then there's just a cut, and it just like turns. It's just thunderous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And then immediately you're like, oh, this is a real fucking movie. This is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, everything, the sound design, the fucking cinematography, the editing, like it's just it's a PTA movie. You don't. I just feel like he's gonna have the form down every time. I can't even. There's a sequence that everyone's talking about on some hills, like a road on some hills, and everyone's talking about that for a good reason because we were talking about this before we started. Like he picks all the right ways to shoot that to make that shit so intense, but it's so simple. They're just driving on this, hilled road. I mean, there's a shot in this of Chase Infinity's character practicing karate.
Yeah.
And she's just the way the camera is moving around her as she's kind of coming forward and doing this routine. And like, there's so many shots that I can think of.
He's so simple with what he does and yet so brilliant at the same time.
I mean, just that shot in Licorice Pizza I mentioned. Like, there's just so much. The way he shoots stuff, it's like so economical and also pretty.
Yeah.
And it's telling a story within a story like all the time.
He just knows all the right shots to use, and congrats on the editor who picks all the greatest portions of what he needs for what needs to be in the movie, because there is no fat on this movie. Like, that was kind of the thing the first time around when I first saw it. I was kind of questioning like some stuff, but obviously second time around and like been thinking about like it like consistently all the time. There is no fat. Like everything means something in this movie, and it's great.
Yeah, I mean it's a complete package. We're gonna glaze it. We're like we're just gonna glaze it. We're not gonna criticize it really.
Obviously, there's people have their opinions, and sure, there's gonna be people out there that probably don't like this, and I think it's mostly on the basis of probably its political leaning, which we'll get into
it.
Yeah,
in the spoiler section. Performances, fuck you. I mean, everyone's so good in the movie. I always said when leading up to it, I was like, I think Chase Infinity is just gonna blow everybody away, and that seems to be happening.
She's so
extraordinary in the film. But for me, I was like, that's the performance that's gonna hit. No, for me, it was the Sean Penn performance, and that is like the secret weapon of the movie. I think like that character is so fucking layered, so like. They somehow make him tragic in a sense that, you know, there's a lot of people you know of that are like that. And we'll get into it more, but the thing is that character, I feel how he's kind of imprisoned in his own hatred. And like I said, it is tragic, but you also hate him.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of but you can see how there's a larger force that kind of is dehumanizing everybody, and yeah, but like it's just when you see, I guess, that twinkle of humanity kind of sneak in through some of his facial expressions.
Yeah.
There's a shot in the movie that there is literally a shot I remember that I can't get out of my head of him that I'll mention later. That's like I felt like I was seeing the man for the first time, like, you know, in the movie. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it without spoiling it. It's fucking insane.
I mean, it's Sean Penn. He's had some problematic background in the past, but as an actor, he always delivers. Like, it's incredible what he's been able to do over the years. And it's so funny seeing, like, I'll see people on TikTok and all these, like, Gen Zers and who just don't know who Sean Penn is, and they're like, yeah, this good guy is really good in it. It's like, the dude's a 2-time Academy Award winner.
Yeah,
like,
Sean Penn, I mean, when you really think about him in Fast Times and then think about him in this, I think that's a really funny dichotomy.
He could possibly win his third Oscar with this movie.
And I mean, okay, obviously DiCaprio is doing his thing. I think Leonardo DiCaprio, a lot of his current performances, his contemporary performances in the last decade or so are
his best.
Very good. I think, yeah, some of his best work, but also I just wanted to say that he's nailed this kind of he's very good at portraying desperation and comedy.
Yeah.
In that desperation.
Yes.
Like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you can see it's one of his best roles. Like, you know, the way that he beats himself up in that movie is so
the
comical.
Trailer scene.
That is hilarious. And like that kind of stuff, he's just an expert at that. Like in this movie, you know, you see it in the trailer when he's trying to get through to this guy on the phone to get a rendezvous point. This whole section of the movie is so fucking funny.
It's so funny.
Like, you know, he's having to basically play Karen with these revolutionaries that he used to be a part of, and I think it's so funny how it shows the way that even on like the quote unquote good side, like the people fighting the good fight, there is these systems that they've built that are such bullshit.
It's like you've integrated bureaucracy into radical, like,
exactly
extremist
groups. And you see how even in that instance, the way that, I'm not going to spoil it, but the way that he's able to bypass that has more to do with human connection and camaraderie, and it's also funny. So like it's it's a very brilliant section of the like beat in the movie, and I think it's so fucking funny because he's like, I don't get angry at stuff anymore, but he's just getting furious at this guy on the phone, and I just think it's really funny.
Leo has he's grown like fine wine, I guess, in terms of acting. Like he's been great, like all throughout the years, but my God, does he know how to give such a comedically dramatic performance. Like he's totally in it. Like he's like you believe that he's feeling so mad and so upset about the situation, but you cannot help but laugh at it.
Yeah.
And like you would think that most actors would be like very strong-willed against that kind of stuff. It's like I don't want them to laugh at my performance. I want them to like perceive me as like an Oscar-worthy like person. But it's like no.
He does what the character needs.
Yeah, and what the character needs is exactly what he brings, and that's what makes his performance so great. Is because he works so well. He just does it like brilliantly, and it's he's kind of it's interesting because he's really in the movie in a way to sell the movie, like he's the unnecessary character of all the characters.
I wouldn't say he's unnecessary, but I get what you're saying.
But
he's almost
the one that does the least amount of things to help.
Well,
the situation.
So I think the reason for that is I think that everyone in the movie that's moving around him, like I think he is a person who has kind of lost what the meaning behind what he used to do.
Yes.
In his, I guess, comfort and his this guarded life that he's trying to live with his daughter, and he kind of you even see it in the movie. Like when he becomes a father, that becomes his main mission.
Yeah, and
it stops being about the bigger picture. But he doesn't realize that it's all tied together. Like raising a child can be an act in it itself of I guess being a revolutionary or some kind of fight, right? You're kind of trying to put this new person into the world that can be a driving force for good, even in ways you couldn't. And so we're seeing how I guess the movie happening around him and kind of forcing him to move and finally kind of getting him out of his comfort that he's been in for so long is in a way he's the character that changes almost the most, like drastically by the end. He's just like finally kind of waking back up at the end of the movie. So like you're right, he doesn't, I guess he's not as instrumental for the most part.
But the thing is, that's the point of the movie.
Yeah.
I think I'm not saying that in a bad way.
No, I know you're not. Yeah.
But like the fact that he's basically the head of the film, he's literally the head on the poster in the film.
Yeah.
And yet his character's the least put together. He doesn't know what's going on. He's the one least aware of the situation that's ahead of him.
Well, I think,
and
to me, he does.
That's also what makes him an interesting character to follow as well.
Right, I agree, and I think that's why he's kind of the protagonist in a way, or one of them. And I think it works to have him as the centerpiece of the movie too, because. What was I gonna fucking say? God damn it. He is being kind of dragged through the movie until he decides to start running himself and start moving himself, and like I think that is a wonderful arc to follow. Yeah. And it also shows how even though he doesn't know the intricacies of everything going on and he makes mistakes, through him we see who the real revolutionaries are, who the hidden heroes, the silent heroes are in the story, and like who he leans on and who helps him is very important to the messaging of the film. And then you're also seeing how, because he's driven by love, pure love for his daughter, that in itself kind of guides him in the right direction as well. So you kind of see how a person who simply has so much love for something can do good just through following that. And I just so I guess this is kind of the part where we talk just about, I guess, like how we find the film to be significant and how it made us feel. Because for me, this is my favorite PTA movie, I think, and I've only seen it once. But I actually have only ever seen any of his movies once, except for Licorice Pizza. I've literally never rewatched a PTA movie except for that one, because I think it's just because the most recent one. I'm willing to
rewatch all of his movies again right now, because I already watched like a couple of his films beforehand just to kind of prep myself. And
Yeah, I mean, I
myself
need to
up.
get into it. I need to go back and redive into it because I think There Will Be Blood and Boogie Nights were the two where I was like, oh yeah, I see exactly what people are saying with these. But the other ones, I think I need to grow a little bit.
Thinking about it, I think if it had to come down to it, I could live off of just PTA movies because there's always one for the moment. If you want a really good time, you got Boogie Nights and like Licorice Pizza.
I think that's how I feel about Shyamalan movies.
Yeah, like something romantic, you got Punch Drunk Love or the Phantom Thread. If you want something exciting, you got One Battle After Another or There Will Be Blood. It's just something for everything.
Yeah, he can make anything, and he can make anything great. So for me, I find this movie... I think the reason I like it the best is because it's a generational story. It's a story about parenthood. It's a coming-of-age story in a way. And it's got this great like ecosystem of characters that all kind of have, even the evil ones, like they all have this purpose that kind of moves the world in a certain direction, and you kind of see how through it's a very nuanced film in the way that it shows the good and evil and how good can come out of evil and how bad things come out of good, and like all of these things, like nothing is it's not a very binary movie in that way, and that's the kind of shit that I just fucking love, and we'll get into more of it when we talk about each character kind of going into the spoiler section. But that's what it meant to me. Is it's just like, you know, it just kind of shows all the barriers that we've put up between each other in the world, and what, you know, what makes them tick and what breaks them, and I don't know, I was super emotional by the end of this film.
It's a like, I think that's why it works so well, is because not only is it great on every level technically, but it's also trying to say something very profound through these very chaotic, surreal, and absurd ways. It's still very profound in what it's trying to say, both politically and socially, and in terms of family dynamics, and just consistently. It's saying something, especially something that we as Americans need to hear and see and kind of witness all together, and that's kind of the second part to why this movie is so good, because it could be like just technically just a great film, just like every moving part's great, the story goes along, the plot's great, the dialogue, all that stuff's great, but it's not really saying anything. Then it's just an entertaining movie, and that's all it's ever gonna be. But with One Battle After Another, it's a movie about revolutionaries while it's also trying to be a revolutionary. It's kind of more than just itself. It's more than all the parts that kind of puts it together, and that it's great. It's brilliant.
But maybe we should get into the spoilers.
Yeah,
let's just do it.
Yeah.
Because so this is a spoiler warning for everybody. If you haven't seen the film, please go see it. Come back. I think one thing we should mention is how this movie compares to a little movie called Eddington.
Oh yeah,
that a lot of people have been comparing it to because of, you know, the politics of them both. And I think we both agree that Eddington is still our favorite of the year, or do you not agree anymore? Because you said that after watch one.
Yeah. I think they're neck and neck. Like,
yeah,
I literally can't put one over the other. It's hard.
Fair enough.
It's actually too hard, because I think they're both saying something very important and doing something very different with their movies, and they both, I think, succeed at what they're trying to accomplish, and I can't really put one over the other. They're brilliant in its way of being both relevant and satirical.
I think I think Eddington is a little more. I don't know how to really explain it.
Eddington's
I just think,
kind of the more edgier.
yeah, but it's also funnier.
It is funnier. Yeah.
But no, I just think that Eddington has a more, I guess, accountability on the average person that it's trying to reflect back to us or show us kind of like what, like, because in that movie it's like it's all about how like the big tech is who wins in the end always, and it has inherently just a little less hopefulness and all that. This movie doesn't really talk about that at all.
No.
It's more about again, like, fighting oppression.
Yeah.
Whereas Eddington is more about how our
Eddington is about the war. One battle after another is about the battles.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you could say that. I think that Eddington kind of shows how. I think both movies show very well how the personal and the political are so intertwined, and inseparable from each other. But I think Eddington shows more insidious versions of that, where it's like in this movie you could see how love can kind of make a breakthrough in this very political conflict.
Yeah.
Whereas in this movie, in Eddington, you're seeing like all these people that want something, and a lot of it is very, I guess, it's not very moral or ethical what they want, but they're going to go, they're going to manipulate people and try to, maybe even unintentionally, they're just going to like throw themselves into this fight that they don't actually care about, just to get that thing. And so I guess One Battle After Another shows a battle, a fighting with a lot more integrity to it and a lot more honesty. So it's painting a portrait of those characters, whereas I think Eddington is painting a portrait of how easy it is for people to, I guess, claim to be part of something that they don't actually care about that much, and kind of grift in that way.
Yeah, it's like, it's just, one battle after another is just like on the, it's like a yin and a yang.
It's
honestly.
Like, one battle is like the real shit, and Eddington is like the most of what you see.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like, these are the people that because the people in One Battle After Another have to kind of stay under the radar, and they kind of have to stay off the grid. It's like you're getting this insight into people that probably exist, but you don't see every day. Whereas Eddington, you're seeing this is your neighbor. This is someone is in this, and like, so I think both movies, I guess, do show us how we could do better. I think Eddington is just way more cautionary and way more like kind of brutal in its like depiction of things, and whereas One Battle After Another, well, it is a kind of a brutal film as well, but you get that kind of glimmer of hope in the whole thing as well.
Yeah, it truly is kind of interesting how the movies are basically in a way kind of about the same things, but through different perspectives and styles. You get two completely different types of movies, and that's kind of why I like them both, because they're very similar and yet not at all similar.
Yeah, I mean, one can, I guess you could say Sean Penn in this movie is a bit cartoonish, but Eddington, it's like everyone's a cartoon character, and everyone's kind of a caricature of this whole thing. Whereas, I think Eddington plays into a lot of like the inherent kind of ridiculousness and absurdity of a lot of the things that are very dangerous. If you look at anything that the president posts on Truth Social or whatever, like, a lot of it is so, like, what is being said is kind of scary. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's also like, this sounds fucking stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This doesn't sound very real. Like, this can't be real, but it is.
Yeah.
And the certain things like that, especially with a lot of stuff that's AI generated, a lot of memes we see about things that shouldn't be made light of. So a lot of that stuff is shown in both movies in very different ways. So, yeah, I just thought that was a good point to bring up, because those are two of our favorite films of the year.
I had that feeling when I heard about these movies coming out, that, and like a lot of movies just have been coming out lately where like it's been getting very political, but also very action forward as well. With what these big directors are trying to say, it's almost like it's like the entertainment industry's pushing back even politically with all the movies they're pushing out. Like you get Sinners, you get this movie, you got Eddington, you got
even I saw it comes out in January, but I saw the new Gore Verbinski movie called Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. That is a complete satire on our world and the things that we make light of and that are horrific, and also AI is a huge element in that movie. You're seeing, I mean, the movie just instantly draws you in because you get this like basically a monologue at the very beginning, being like, you're basically y'all are always on that damn phone, but it's like it's like your capacity for critical thinking is fucked, like everything, like it's kind of basically it's a character from the future like scolding everybody that's in the present, and it immediately you're like, oh, I recognize all of these complaints because that's how I feel about a lot of the stuff going on right now.
And I mean, it's everything foreign and domestic, like you see in movies like Weapons or Superman. Like they're all getting political up in here.
I mean, you said to me once that when the world is shit, the art becomes like amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
every time
really...
the world, especially in America, when it gets dark politically, that's when the movies get a lot better. And that's like, look at the 70s and look at now. Look at even in the like mid 2000s.
Yeah.
2007, that's when There Will Be Blood came out. Like PTA just shows up when we need him the most. But yeah, I guess we're in the spoilers now. Yeah. So we kind of well, I guess we should just talk about the movie, like in general, what the movie's about. So Sean Penn's character, Stephen J. Lockjaw, that's his name. Just
I like that his name is Lockjaw.
It's crazy.
Because it's kind of like he can't say what he feels ever.
Yeah. And it's just it sounds so cool, but the dude's he's nuts, and he gets in the movie and in his terms raped and reversed by Teyana Taylor.
That's not what happened.
It's not what happens, but at the end when he says that, it's so funny how you could like try to say that that's what happened, and it's like, no, come on. But basically he's seeing a different part of himself because he's supposed to be racist, I guess. Like if you're in that position, I think
he wants to join a group called the Christmas Adventurers Club. And they're very racist.
Yes.
They're white supremacists. They're very cartoonish in the film. They say "Hail Saint Nick."
Yeah.
It's a very like they're very funny, but it's like it's very scary as well because you know that real people like that exist.
Yeah.
And basically he wants to be part of this thing. So he gets to kind of play dress up and be like a soldier, and he's a very, I guess, plastic. Someone said leathery.
Yeah.
Like, he's a very, I guess, artificial feeling individual for a lot of it. But what Sean Penn does so well is, like, this character is, it almost feels like he's trapped in his own body. Like,
someone else has said that because he's like a little toy soldier, he's like an action figure that can't like bend. It's like
he like walks a certain way.
He's got that walk. You'll see it. It's so funny.
I mean, I'm assuming you guys have seen it.
Yeah, it's so good because I feel like that's something that they probably talked a lot about. PTA is probably like, yeah, I want you to walk like you're trying to burst out of yourself, but it's being kind of contained by everything that he can't say or do.
Yeah, so basically for a lot of the film, it's the film opens with Teyana Taylor's character, Perfidia, and Leonardo DiCaprio's character are part of the French 75 as a group of revolutionaries, and Teyana Taylor's character, they have a baby. And then, but you see this kind of relationship that also forms between Stephen Lockjaw and Tiana Taylor's character kind of like in the shadows.
Yeah.
And they have this. There's almost like a weird like playfulness to it when they encounter each other.
Yeah.
And he's like obsessed with her. And he's not. He knows he's not supposed to be. And it's something that kind of. It's just this like little bit of I guess feeling, like actual feelings are coming out of him that he can't control or contain. And basically her and Leo, they have a baby, then she gets caught and she has to kind of live under like witness protection, like she just kind of like changes her whole life and becomes a normal citizen. And then Leo takes care of their daughter. She grows up. 16 years later, Stephen Lockjaw returns because they suspect that he has a biracial child with Tiana Taylor, and that's what we come to find out, is that it's actually his kid. And I think that is, there's a scene, my favorite scene in the movie is when he's doing a DNA test to see if it's actually if she's his kid or not. And when they find out that she is, there's that shot I mentioned earlier. It's literally him looking up, and he just goes, "Uh-oh." But his face, I'm telling you, something about what he's doing, like, it's this weird, because it's right.
He almost smiles a bit.
Well, yeah, PTA places it perfectly in the scene, the realization, because it's right after he yells at her and calls her a mutt.
Yeah.
And says, like, very, like, he's getting very angry at her, and you could tell he really, really, really hopes that he doesn't. I don't even think he knows what he hopes, because it's like, on the one hand, if it is his child, then he's gonna have to basically take out his own child, and that's probably difficult for him, as much as he wouldn't care to admit that. But on the other end, if she's not his child, then it's almost sad to him. Like, I feel like you said, he almost smiles a little bit.
Yeah, it's almost.
It's a part of the woman that he did, in his own twisted way, kind of love.
Yeah. He even says that he did love her, but
well, he says something like, "She was the meanest witch I'd ever seen."
Yeah, like, he's so confused as to what he wants. I think it's the whole fact that he's this guy that's supposed to be, strong, and like he looks up to these like white supremacist kind of folk, and yet he has feelings for this woman who's black, and he can't have feelings for that woman, and he doesn't want to admit that he has feelings, and it's such a battle within his own head and his own mind about what he wants and what he doesn't want, and that's what makes him so messed up and so weird, is because he's just stuck. He doesn't know how to showcase himself in a way that makes him feel comfortable, as well as appeasing the people that he wants to appease to.
I just think a lot of people are like that. Like, in
a lot of people
ways.
are like that.
It's just like, I do believe that a lot of evil people in the world in real life are people who feel like they can't be the person that they want to be, or that they once wanted to be, and so their whole life is dedicated to trying to eliminate that person, trying to fight against that person, and it kind of like spills out of them and makes them hateful and violent and bad, and like it's just feeling like they can't express themselves or be, because they were told, I guess, all their life, there was, through subtle and not subtle ways, just messaging that they were getting pummeled with, of like, no, this is who you need to be. This is exactly who you need to be. This is what you need to think. You know, this is what masculinity means. This is what being a man means.
And I think,
and when that doesn't fit exactly who you are, and you have all these, there's something in you that is opposed to that naturally, and you don't feel you can express it or process it. It just turns into this, it has to go somewhere. So it just becomes this anger and this very bad thing. And I'm fascinated by characters like that, because I just think it's so real. It's kind of my own. it's kind of my own, I guess, not justification for bad people. Like, I'm not trying to say, oh, they don't deserve to be punished, or they're not actually bad, they're just misunderstood. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, you know, in order, I think, for a lot of us to maintain our humanity, we must understand at least that, you know, it's to not mythicize these people. It's to not look at them as a very powerful, or, oh, I'm hopeless in the face of this oppressor. It's like, no, you are more powerful in the sense that you feel you can express yourself, and you found a way to fight against that which tells you not to. So I think in that way, it kind of is just a way of maintaining your own humanity, is, I think, by seeing that bad people are often trapped in that way.
Yeah,
I think I think a personal
that's why
point of view of mine.
In a lot of great films that have villains,
yeah,
the villains are the best villains because you understand why they're doing what they're doing.
Or, yeah, it's not even to sympathize, it's more to just be like, you can see how they became this person.
Yeah. And that's why Lockjaw is a brilliant bad guy in this movie, because you understand kind of this messed up kind of world that he's trying to live in and trying to appease to. And that's kind of what happens when you try to do that. I think that's why politically there's a lot more people becoming more radical or extremist, because they're trying to appease to something so hard on such strong subjects that even if they have one slight disagreement, it throws them completely off track, because now it's like, if you feel different about one thing, then what stops you from making you feel different about all these other things in whatever you're
it's like, if I'm capable of stepping outside of this thing that I've been told I'm supposed to be, you know, if I could love a black woman, then what does that mean for how I feel about immigrants or trans and then it's like, it's almost like this, oh no, like, that's why I love that moment, is because the is like, you know, on the surface, it's for you, because I told you that if the line is straight, I'm gonna, like, kill you, or you're gonna have a problem. But no, he's saying to himself. He's like, oh shit, like, I have to go through with this now, even though he knows that is the last thing he probably wants to do. Like, deep down, he probably wishes he could have just had a life with Perfidia, or you know, or that he could have been in this child's life, maybe, deep down. But it's not something that he
even says that. He's like, if you had manners, I could work this out.
Well, he's trying to. Well,
he's trying to push it on
antagonizing her. But because it's all about, like, it's all about lying to himself. He has to lie to himself into oblivion to constantly keep that which is capable of emotion and love and compassion down, dead, keep it buried. And so you have us essentially this action figure that takes the place of a man, and he's just there. You can always see that there's this 1%, like, humanity behind his eyes, but he's constantly fighting, like, really hard to hold it in. He's just fucking, like, constipated with that shit. Like, he's just, you know, he's such. I just think that is a good word to use, because he's such an uncomfortable character. He is never comfortable.
The way he walks is so brilliant, because it showcases so many things about who he is as a character. You could talk about the fact that he's holding in so much that it literally looks like he needs to shit himself.
Yeah.
But also the fact that he's like this toy soldier who's like, he has to walk proper in a certain way, and it's just so, it's so brilliant. Like, just the way he acts in this movie. It's actually quite extraordinary every time I think about it. Like, everything he does, with his face and his lips. Like, when you see him for the first time, it's like nearly a close up of him, like slouched up on a couch, and he's waking up, and then he sees Teyana Taylor, and you could tell that he's, like, hot for her, because he's, like, licking his lips, and, like, it's, like, gross, and It's brilliant though. Like how do you direct an actor to do stuff like that?
Yeah. I think it just comes down to them understanding exactly the
Yeah.
character and what makes him tick.
And to have PTA just allow them to do that. Like he I doubt that PTA was like, yeah, go do that with your lips, and he probably just did that because he felt like he could, and
He
could,
probably just knows the character.
Yeah.
He knows what the character would be doing, and it feels like they just never miss a beat with this character, or any of them for that matter. And I guess we should get into Leo.
Yeah.
Leo DiCaprio, who is, as you said, kind of the yin and yang to this other father, I guess
to
you could
Lockjaw.
say. To Lockjaw,
Because he is that that fatherly figure that wants to have this close relationship with the Chase Infinity character Willa, but he's a bit too strong. Instead of being the absent father like Lockjaw, he was the one that's like a bit too too tight.
He's kind of a helicopter parent,
Yeah.
because he's worried about, well, I mean, his worries are valid because it does happen.
Yeah.
But he's worried about his enemies getting a hold of Willa and him and finding them, and also,
And yet Willa's the one taking care of him because he's kind of burnt out from being a revolutionary and losing Perfidia, and now he's just kind of like this stoner dad.
he's like, in a way, so like as a father, he's almost too present.
Yeah.
But as a revolutionary, as a man, as someone involved in a cause, he's too relaxed. He's too, and whereas Lockjaw is all so much for the cause that he's not even a human being.
Yeah.
He's not even a father. So you kind of see how the balance of these two things is thrown off in both of these characters in different directions. And I think this movie is all about finding that balance. The balance between your humanity and your...
It's so, like, the more you think about it, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's about finding the balance between your humanity and your love and your compassion and the cause that you're fighting for and the system, your devotion to a certain system, right? It's like you could see how Leo is... He kind of, like we were saying earlier, is dragged through this movie, but he's driven by one thing, and that's love. Whereas Steve Lockjaw is driven by hatred, and a kind of this. His goals lie more systemic, lie more in joining the ranks of these awful white supremacists. But Leo just wants his daughter back. So you see those two kind of causes, and I mean, all the people that Leo kind of encounters in this movie, I think, are important to fleshing out those themes and the world. But I do like those two as like a yin and yang.
Yeah, they're like completely opposites of one another, and that's why they're the foil of each other, and that's why it's...
And they never...
brilliant.
I don't think they ever share the screen.
They do.
Do they?
Yeah, when he walks up and he's like, yeah, it's for a baby. Is it a boy or a girl?
Oh, you're right. But they never, like...
After that...
They never have an honest interaction
No.
as who they are. Like, he's kind of just... He was, like, following him in the story.
After that moment, I don't think they ever see each other again until the car crash when he's like, he thinks he's dead.
And, well, I actually do think that if these two I think that's part of the tragedy, is, like, if these two characters had a real conversation, maybe they would have learned something from each other. I don't know.
Maybe.
But... I do like how...
It was funny when they first interact, though. I always laugh because he's like, sounds like a black girl. Like a black name or something.
Yeah.
He's like, do you like black women? I love them. He's so funny.
It's
but it's
crazy.
Also so scary,
you can
too.
tell, but also it's scary, it's funny, but you can tell he's hurt.
Yeah.
He's hurt because he's like, no, I, like, you bastard. Like, I liked her.
Yeah.
That's it's a great moment
because
between those two. I can't believe I didn't think of that, but yeah, that's the only time they actually share the screen.
It's great because when the title drops, one battle after another, it's like, I think the scene right after he finds out that Leo is with Teyana Taylor. It's like he sees him, he's like that, the music gets louder, then it's the Elena Hyam, and then she's walking, and then the title card comes up.
Well, I think right before that, though, there is a scene of Alana Haim kissing a black man in the car.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like it's then
so
it's her
and that
scene,
almost
and then the title comes
yeah
up.
that almost kind of like
and then he says
mirrors.
the title like immediately after the title comes
Yeah.
up. It's just gonna be one battle after another. But yeah, Leo's great in it, and I think we're kind of skipping down the line here, but Benicio del Toro, he's that balance.
Yeah.
He's that balance. He's like, he can be kind of like a revolutionary as well, with like saving all these immigrants from getting hurt by the military and the police by hiding them in kind of like a Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
But he's also calm and collected. He's not freaking out like Leo is, and he's not unsure of the situation like Lockjaw is. He's just so cool and collected, and he's got everything down to the T. He's never angry at anybody except I think this is one of the funniest moments in the movie that people I think don't fully understand is what happens is when there's that scene where they finally get into the shop, and one of the guys on the phone, and then Leo's also trying to find a place to plug in the phone charger, and he's like right behind him, and one of the ladies there is like, get off your phone, and then Benicio del Toro is like, get off your phone right now. And then Leo's like, I'm not on my phone, but he's talking to the guy in front of him.
Yeah.
And I think it's so funny because Leo's just freaking out. He's also just probably high as all whatnot, and he's so anxious. But Benicio del Toro is just so calm and collected, and he has that balance. And I mean, he's a karate teacher, so it like comes together. It's like self-defense, knowing how to like suss out the situation.
Well, that's why he says, you know what freedom is? No fear.
Yeah.
He's like,
I love that quote.
Yeah, he's like, if you're not afraid of anything, you're kind of free. Like he moves through the movie so calmly, even when he's getting like arrested.
Yeah.
He's like, I've had a few. Yeah.
A few small bears.
Yeah. And they're just drinking Modelo, driving the fucking car the whole time. It's so funny. But
a lot of drinking and driving in this movie.
Yeah, he's like, I know how to drink and drive. Like, say it all the time.
That gets a big laugh every time.
Yeah, but yeah, great. Like, great character, that guy. Also, while we're on that subject, a lot of the time when Leo needs something, like a phone charger or directions, right? He relies on people like that, like immigrants, basically. Yeah. Like it's showing that they're kind of like they're how instrumental.
They're people too. They're here to help, and they could help you out and for situations that.
Well, it's just showing how instrumental they are to.
They're human
to the country and the fight, and how. Yeah, like how everybody kind of if we all could just work together.
People, yeah.
Yeah.
And there is no problem. There is no problem. They're cool. It's like what's the problem? Yeah, it's there's Benicio del Toro, then there's also Regina Hall who's in it, and she's kind of like the foil to the Perfidia character, because Perfidia is like almost performative in her way of revolution, because I think what's the quote in it? She's like it's about the.
I don't know.
She's talking about what she. Man, I lost the quote, but she was basically saying that it's about the guns, it's about the shooting. That's what she's really into.
Yes.
And that's what tears her down, and that's what gets her caught. And then she rats out the French 75, and that's what breaks apart the company. But Regina Hall was like completely the opposite. When she gets caught, she doesn't rat out anybody, and it's not about shooting and blowing shit up for Regina. It's about saving the people and like taking care of the community. And she has such I said it earlier, it's such a thankless role and character, because it showcases how much she does for the sake of the film, and yet she still gets taken away. We don't know what happens to her after, and and yet she didn't break, because if she imagine she would have told Lockjaw like the whole situation, then Leo's character would have been effed out, and would have been a different story.
Yeah.
And so every one of these even slightly side characters are so instrumental to how the film works.
I think also the way that, I mean, I guess not to get too off topic, but towards the end of the movie, one of the most moving parts to me is when Leo and Chase Infinity finally find each other at the end, and you see how she's using like the code speak to like to identify who's an ally and who's an enemy. So like when that guy comes up to her and he doesn't know what she's talking about, she shoots him. And then Leo comes up, and it's literally her dad who she raised her.
Yeah, she even screams, "Who are you?"
She starts screaming, "Who are you?" Because she's so like,
and he's like, "I'm your dad."
Like we said, it's finding the balance. It's knowing that, you know, the love and the relationships, kind of like the humanity is also an instinct you need to lean on sometimes. Like, you know, she uses that to sniff out the other guy, but when it comes to her own dad, that, you know, that's not necessary.
Yeah.
But she's so in the moment and in that kind of headspace that, you know, she can't let her guard down just yet.
Yeah.
And so I just think that kind of, it just shows like how that balance needs to be found.
Yeah.
And how we engage with certain people.
Yeah.
For lack of a better explanation, I don't know. You guys get it.
But yeah, Chase Infinity. Oh my God.
Yeah.
She's gonna be so great. She is great. I'm already in love.
Yeah.
She's the best.
She's
thing.
incredible. I mean, like I said, I knew she was gonna be like one of the best parts of the film.
Yeah.
I did not expect Sean Penn to kind of come in and just like just sweep me off my feet with how good his character was. I mean, I really think it's equal parts due to the writing for him. But I mean, every character in this movie is great. Chase Infinity, she's so good. I want to see her in more things.
It makes sense that this is like her first role. Like, she's such a great discovery, and this being her first role, because if you look at like how talented she is, she could sing. Like, if you look up videos of her singing, it's actually really good. She's really good at singing, and she's really good at dancing. She's like in a dance group or something on TikTok, and they just dance to like K-pop songs, and they're all really good too. And that kind of gives her like this experience for when she has to do more physical stuff in the movie, like like the karate scene and like running around and like getting, like whenever she has to get physical on screen, she could do that because she has this experience with dance and performative arts, and she's great. She's just great overall. As an
incredible. But also, I think the whole movie has this, I guess, wide range of talent, and you have Sean Penn, who's like an old, like seasoned actor. Leo, kind of to a degree, but a little younger. Benicio del Toro. But then you have Tiona Taylor, who's like in less movies. She's more a musical artist, and she was in a movie called what was it called? It was really good. It's another movie where she plays a mom. I feel bad. It was from like a year or two ago. But yeah, and then you have Chase Infinity, completely new discovery. So I think like it kind of plays into the marketing of the film. The way the movie is marketed in all these kind of bizarre and different ways is like you have a lot of TikTok and influencer marketing. You have a lot of you know, classic like trailers and commercials and shit. But then you also have like Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's in Fortnite. That's such a weird thing.
It's weird,
but it kind of works.
It works because like when the fact that they're trying to sell this movie to everybody, they're trying to find all different ways that they can, and that's, you need the younger male audience. It's going to be Fortnite guys and boys.
Well, people. So you don't want to. They're trying to not create more Stephen Lockjaws. They're trying to fucking show them like you know what the right way is. I guess.
I mean, this movie is one of those movies that, I mean, if we can see down the line, it could be one of those movies that's so transformative for people that it could literally change the world.
Yeah, like it could literally be like, oh, I saw one battle after another, and that's when I decided to to join protests and do all these things and like actually, make my voice heard, take action. Like I could see that absolutely happening with this movie. I mean, there's other movies that could do that too, but a movie getting released at this scale on these formats with these actors attached and this director, like such a large film with this very, very firm message of, continue the fight.
And there's
fighting.
A lot of people like the Lockjaw character. I think there's some people saying like, if there's some criticism about Sean Penn's character being too over the top, it's not. That person exists like all the time.
You're just getting
everywhere.
a window into the hidden things.
Literally on Twitter, and I saw this one girl tweet. It's like, yeah, there's like 50 of these Lockjaw guys in my comments every day. Like these guys exist for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, and maybe if we can see like them actually like. They could see themselves on the screen. Maybe they could even take notice and be like, "Oh man, that's me."
Yeah, well, hopefully. But I do think
if any criticism that this movie's gonna get, it's gonna be from the right, and
it's gonna be from Steve Lockjaw. Yeah. Well, I do think this movie does a great job of enforcing how every character is actually an essential part of the ecosystem in a strange way. Like I mentioned this before we started shooting. It reminds me of something Stephen Lang said about Avatar. Stephen Lang plays the villain in Avatar.
Avatar and this movie are actually very similar.
We found it was quite similar as we were talking about it. But Stephen Lang's character in Avatar, Quaritch, is the villain. He's trying to tear down Pandora, and he doesn't respect their, I guess, culture and the nature of the planet, and like, he's very like military, and like he's a little bit like Stephen Lockjaw in the movie. But I think, and even he has like a kid that's like friends with the Na'vi, and there's like that whole thing.
Leo's the white guy that goes on to the militant, like the extremist because he likes black girls, and he kind of crosses over.
A little bit like Jake Sully, yeah.
It's very much like Avatar and Avatar: Way of the Water. It's
much more grounded, though.
Yeah, well, obviously.
But what my point is that Stephen Lang said about Avatar, he was talking about how his character is still a part of that ecosystem, because having someone that wants to tear everything down and burn it all down is almost essential to, I guess, the growth of how the ecosystem transforms and evolves and adapts based on his presence, and like that kind of, there's, I guess, a whole big question about the world in terms of like, are we just destined to always be fighting each other all the time?
Yeah.
And only have these kind of glimmers, these moments of peace and tranquility and happiness, or could we be like the Benicio del Toro character and find that peace throughout and like completely maintain our composure completely, no matter how dire things get? And will that, award us? Is that the way to go about it? Is to, be fearless and be able to navigate this war zone freely because of that? Or,
it is a good question as to
are we ever meant to actually have peace? Because
is it ever going to stop, or is it always one battle after another?
Because when you look at Leo's character in the film, the way that he's kind of removed himself, it comes to your door eventually, man.
Yeah. It
comes to because everyone in this world is connected. There's he doesn't know it, but his daughter's not his daughter, right? Like everybody has ties to something, and we're all part of this big grand ecosystem. And so if we remove ourselves from the fight comes to us.
Yeah.
And it's like we have no choice but to continue moving, because it's just inevitable, or else we'll get dragged by our feet, or we'll find something to care about that's going to push us to move again. And so it's like it's just not an option to be still, because we are part of nature, and we are part of something that is constantly in evolution and in motion. And I think when you look at the movie like that, it's weirdly beautiful.
Yeah.
Even though it shows a lot of very dark, very grim stuff that's happening in our world right now, it also shows us how we are very powerful just by existing and being a part of it, and that we can make the change, and that we can bring something that's going to bring about something that's going to exist long after us, that could, change the world and make it just 1% better. And
Yeah.
I just think like I don't really think it's about the end goal. It's about the continuation of the fight, and it's about recognizing that the present and the present moment at all times is inherently and undeniably in progress. We're always in progress as a species, as a society, as a world, and whether that progress is moving forward or moving backwards, it's like we're always moving.
Yeah.
And so we should probably try to make sure that we help it move forward, and also just rising to the occasion with a bit of optimism and fear, and not having fear about it,
Yeah.
and kind of accepting. I think that's what the Benicio del Toro character does. He accepts that everything is always in motion, that there's always everything's ocean waves, right? There's going to be one wave, there's going to be a next one, there's going to be a next one, and you just float along and you're part of it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm kind of just rambling and I'm kind of repeating myself, so I'm going to stop. But basically,
But
that is why I love this movie.
The ocean waves is something we brought up earlier because it's present throughout the movie. It's like you were going in waves. It's one battle after another, one wave after another. It's
one generation after another.
One generation after another. That scene where they're driving over the hills, it's like wave after wave, and it's very present in the themes of this film, and I love it. I love it. I love all I love just the chase scene itself. I just want to talk about that some more because it's so simple yet so brilliant.
I mean, it literally looks like ocean waves, the hills that they're driving on.
And when I heard early reactions of this movie, people were saying that it's like 80s Spielberg and George Miller, and I did not understand what they were talking about at all when I first saw the movie. But I think they must have misspoke because I see it now in terms of Spielberg doing Duel and Sugarland Express, but those came out in the 70s, so that's why I was kind of confused when they said Spielbergian, because it doesn't feel like an 80s Spielberg movie, it feels like a 70s Spielberg movie. And the George Miller stuff, the kind of the Mad Max kind of stuff, I guess I kind of see that, but I was kind of let down in the fact that I heard that in a review and I was expecting something completely different, but I like what I got anyways, so I'm not too mad about that. But like I was saying, that scene where they're going over the hills feels very much like Duel, or like Sugarland Express was about people trying to get away from the cops, and it's like a chase scene the entire movie. And I thought there was no other way of shooting a chase scene or scenes in cars, but this changed it. PTA did something different.
Yeah, it's I've never seen a chase scene like this.
I don't know if it's because of the Vista vision, because it has such a large depth of field and it's so clear and yet so grainy in such a great way that it's able to get the really close to the road and be in focus while also seeing like far away as well. And so when he goes over and you're close to the road, you're in focus, but then you see, and then farther away, you could still see a lot, and it's still clear enough. And you only have to rack focus only a little bit, not as much or as tightly as you need to. But that just might be a VistaVision thing, or I could just be completely wrong, and they had to do a lot of crazy stuff to get it work that way. But it's the way he shoots the road is, I've never seen anything like that. And you would think that something so simple would just be so simple, but it's not. It's exciting. And you don't see directors doing stuff like that anymore, even the great ones. And that's why PTA is like one of the best of his generation. He's still changing the form of the medium.
Dude, yeah, he's the real fucking deal. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say. I feel like I got it all out like just then. Like I just kind of like
this movie is it truly is a masterpiece. It gets better every time I think about it. Like, I just have to think about it a little bit more, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, obviously, PTA is a genius. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's one
would
of the
be.
best movies I've ever seen. That's
And
what I said when I came out of it. I was like, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen.
and I feel bad because when I first on my first viewing, I felt like I felt a little underwhelmed by it because it was a lot to take in, and I didn't exactly know what was. I knew it was great. I just couldn't pinpoint what made it so great. And then it was really upon really thinking about it a lot the next day and then watching it again on IMAX, I was like, that's why it's brilliant, because it's great in so many different aspects and it's layered so much on so many themes and ideas that it's impossible to kind of pick out any flaws because it's so great. It's so layered. It's like I can't really quite describe it, but I understand why it's a masterpiece now. Like just on even on first viewing when I knew that I couldn't really figure out why it was so great. I still knew, and that's what makes this movie amazing. It's like even when you don't understand it, the movie kind of forces yourself to understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. God, I love this movie.
It's so good.
Well,
I was literally speechless when I first saw it. I was like, I don't know what to say.
yeah.
I don't know what to say. I still don't really know what to say. I feel like I'm just saying things other people have said before because it's like, it's almost obvious now.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna see it more times.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait to fucking see this again tomorrow, man.
By the time this comes out, I would have seen it 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 times.
Yeah.
So, my opinions might change. I might even think it's even more of a masterpiece. I might even be like rewatching this and being like, he was so stupid for saying that because it's way bigger.
Or I'm
and
gonna
better
listen
than
back
that.
and just be like, damn, why didn't we talk about this
Yeah,
part? Or
I'm gonna
we're
be like
so
that.
stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rich movie. Like, go see it. Obviously, we can't cover like literally everything about the movie. That's impossible. We are also gonna change our perspectives on certain things. So like, don't fucking lock this in as like our definitive. Like I said, ocean waves. We're always in motion. So I think that there's a calming, I guess, aspect to thinking that way. That even if something is a mistake or it's bad or you feel like you didn't do your best at a certain thing, which I feel like this episode's pretty good, but you feel like you don't do your best at a certain thing, you're always moving. You just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
And you don't let that make you afraid of doing something else.
Also, I love this title. One battle after
Dude,
another.
it's such a good title.
I say it every day, but I just replace the battle with something else, and it kills every time.
Oh,
like
yeah.
at work, like printing out checks for guests, just one check after another, and then people like die over it. It's great. Just replace a battle with something, and it works every time.
Yeah, no, it's killer. Like, not only does it have that for it, but it also just has the idea of like
the bureaucracy
generational
as well.
What's that?
The bureaucracy of it.
Bureaucracy, generational, right? One person after one child after another, one generation after another. Individual battles, actual literal battles.
It just works for everything.
It works for everything. There's no better title for this movie than this. There's literally no better title for this movie than this. You can't.
So good.
Yeah.
It's like every aspect of this movie was like fine combed and thought over and like brilliantly thought of. It's like, well, what if we did this to make it just work? Just like work like consistently across the board.
Yeah. I guess that's it. I guess that wraps it up.
Yeah, we could probably talk for hours. But...
Yeah. What's your favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie? Mine is the hit film One Battle After Another.
This is getting up there. This is like kind of going up the ladder a bit. But
before, I think it was Boogie Nights for me.
I always tied Boogie Nights and There Will Be Blood because it's
They're too different to
exactly,
compare.
it's yin and yang. But Boogie Nights has that fun, nonstop entertainingness to it, and it's so colorful and great, and it can get dark, but also extremely funny and tense even sometimes. And but There Will Be Blood is just more prestige, and it's moodier and more thoughtful and detailed. And even still to this day, I know how he made it. There's still times where I just think about the days in which I'm just like, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how PTA does it. I don't know how you make Boogie Nights as your second movie at the age of what, 27 or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Like he truly was like a Spielberg of his of today in that sense. Like he's like a wonder kid. He he was a genius at the get go, and a lot of people criticize Boogie Nights for being like just an Scorsese ripoff. And I mean, even PTA has said something along the lines of, yeah, Scorsese was a huge influence on that movie, but that doesn't distract the fact that he still made a movie comparable to Martin Scorsese in his prime when he was when this is only PTA's second movie, like, and even not taking that out of account, like the dude also wrote the movie as well as directing. Like he put this stuff together. All of his movies he writes by himself, I believe.
I believe that is true.
Yeah.
I can't think of any.
So from the fact that it comes directly from the source, from his brain, from the page to the screen, it's incredible. He has such an incredible mind. Like the stories he wants to tell are in like I don't know how he does it. Truly, I think he's like genius film. Like he is like up there with Kubrick, and like the starters of like the cinema itself. Like he consistently is like changing his own way of directing and like the style of films he wants to make. And it's just gonna be interesting to see how he continues along the line. Quentin Tarantino, you have a lot working for you.
Where's that last movie, buddy?
Where's that last movie? This is PTA's 10th movie. Come on now. Come on. I know he's jealous as fuck right now. He's just so jealous. He's like, oh, PTA did it again. It's like Brian De Palma with Martin Scorsese. He's like, Marty did it again. God dang it.
All right. Well, also tell us what formats you're seeing this movie in, and what you've seen it in, and what you plan to see it in. Like I said, I saw it in 70 millimeter. I'm going to see it in IMAX 70 millimeter. Might try to see it in 40x as well. You've seen it in IMAX and standard. You're seeing it in 70 millimeter
tomorrow,
and then you're gonna see it in IMAX again.
Yes.
And then you're probably gonna see it in 40x. To be honest.
Hopefully, yes. If they're still playing.
We won't get to catch it in VistaVision because we just don't live anywhere near one of those.
Like if you got to see it in VistaVision, I hate you.
Yeah, fuck you.
I hate you. You lucky bastard. I hate you. It looks, from the pictures I've seen from like in the projector like booth, it looks crazy. Like that thing's huge. God, I wish I could live in a city that has VistaVision. Like, also PTA is one of the only people that could do this kind of like him and like Christopher Nolan, or even like Quentin Tarantino if he were to come out with another movie. They shoot on film. Like we gotta bring back shooting on film. Like it makes the movies exciting.
M. Night Shyamalan shot on VistaVision for his next movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's in VistaVision. Remain.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna be fire.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta give a little bit of credit to the Brutalists, because it almost seems like they kind of started this.
Yeah, it kind of brought it back.
This resurrection of the VistaVision format.
Yeah. All right, well, that's one battle after another.
Yeah.
And you should see it, obviously. And you probably have. And you should see it again.
Like seriously,
viewing
watch it
after
again.
another.
Like it will change the way you look at the film the first time you've seen
One rewatch after another.
it.
All right. Follow us on other platforms. Follow us here. Leave a comment. Let us know what you want to see and give us feedback. Send us an email. Love you guys. See one battle after another. I've been Peyton.
I've been Adrian.
And we'll see you next time on the Apple Box for one podcast after another.
All right.